Hello and welcome everyone on your website GetItEasy.net in our C language tutorials. Well, in this course we're going to talk about the compilers and the IDE, the Integrated Development Environment. Well, you know that of course the computer can only understand words and numbers represented in the binary system, which mean in 0 and 1. For example, 5 has its representation in binary system as 0101, and this is what we call a machine code. So the machine code is something like this, this one, 0110. So when we write our program in C, we need a software that translates all the words and numbers in the language into machine code. So this is what we call a compiler. So we have a diagram like this. Our program written in C language or another programming language, which is in general a high-level language, and a compiler. So the compiler then transform the program in the C code or or other language code into binary system, which means into machine code. So the compiler is a software that translates a program written in a high-level programming language, for example C or C++, into machine language. And that means that when you want to run your program on your computer, you need a compiler. Another thing that you need is the text editor, for example Notepad, and a debugger. It's a software that checks for errors and mistakes. Well, as you know, this way is very complicated because you need to install each software, and when you need to run it, you have to make it in a separated way, and this is very complicated. That's why programmers and developers have created software that combines all this software, which mean the compiler and the text editor and the debugger, of course, in one software. And these softwares are called the IDE, Integrated Development Environment. So the IDE is a program that combines all the three softwares, and it's very easy to use. And here is the list of 10 free and useful IDE. There is the first one, is Web Scripter. It exists on Mac. The Atana Studio on Windows, Mac and Linux. The Qt Creator, Windows, Mac and Linux, of course. The Code Blocks, it is available on Windows and Mac and Linux. The Centauri, NetBeans IDE, Eclipse, PHP, Microsoft Visual Studio Express, and finally Dev C++. Of course, you are free to use whatever you like, but I personally prefer to use Code Blocks because it's simplicity, and you will see in the next course we'll talk about the Code Blocks. So see you next course.